Welcome back to Ration Nerd, everyone. Thanks for coming along with me. Today we are going to be doing a South Korean ration. This is a single meal self-heating ration from South Korea. Menu number 2. You know, I had all this stuff translated, but I don't now. So we're just going to get into it and we're going to play around with it. We're going to have a good time. So this thing did just expire the other day, but you know, I ate 20-year-old Thai chicken. What's a little bit a few days out of date South Korean, whatever this is. So let's crack into this bad boy and see what is on offer. If you'd like to zoom in on that and translate for me, please do. So this guy has a tear notch at the top. That tore really nice. So I've seen one of these reviewed before, but it's been a long time, so we're just gonna probably have to refer back to the directions on the back of the pouch here. So everything just kind of slides out of there. So we've got a bag of this and a squishy pouch of that. And we have our self-heating meal here. That is really cool. And then we have another squishy pouch we're gonna check out together. We have a cool looking little tray. And, ooh, what is that moving around in there? Oh, this is gonna be fun. There's some weird things. I want maybe sausages or something. Oh, okay, that's weird. So we have those guys. We have those guys. Let's get into this. So we have this little tray to eat out of, which we will, we'll probably throw that on the tray. Check it out, why not? We have a very flat spork that has a downward angle. That's kind of odd. Seems like it should be a little more straight. Meh. And then we have another bag that has some small bean things in there. Tons of fun. Alright, so according to the packaging, we need to take our main entree, put it back inside of this envelope, which is made with some kind of like bubble wrap material. It is slightly insulated, or at least was at some time, so this is going to be an insulator for the meal. That's kind of cool. And then that happened. Ah, there it is. So there's your pull tab. And that should break open your water pouch and activate your flameless ration heater. And then here it says here to close the bag, and then it gives you, ooh, sounds like it's working already. So it tells you to close this bag and then rock or something. That thing is chugging away in there. So we'll get a little rock or something. And we'll start getting the rest of this out on the tray. So since I am relatively oblivious as to what are the contents of these packages, we'll just open them up together and find out. I'm hoping that none of these items really needed to go in there because that ship sailed. Okay. Whew, okay, that is some kind of pickled cabbage, it looks like. Let's go look inside of there. So this is not exactly outside of my comfort zone, but it's certainly not inside of it. Okay, so that is certainly interesting looking. Looks like pickled cabbage and maybe some onions. It Smells kind of appetizing and disgusting all at the same time. Let's check out these, what I think are little sausages. I hope so, because if they're not, it's going to be kind of scary as to whatever comes out of this pouch. Yep, they look like little sausages. Let's see what that looks like coming out of the bag. Oh, it'll be fun. Oh. Oh, I just touched my outside of my arm to the side of that heater, and I got a good little steam burn going on. Maybe not an actual burn, but it hurt pretty good. That thing is roaring. I guess we want to get all this goodness out onto the tray. I'm hoping that that's the case, because there's lots of little vegetable matter in here, seasoning. Again, it seems to be a tomato-based sauce. Smells very inviting. That smells much better than I had anticipated. Has a sweet barbecue smell, which is excellent. Find out what's going on in this other mystery bag over here. You know, I wanted to translate this, but then there was another part of me that's like, you know, it'd be a lot more fun to go through this and open it up and see what is inside each pouch. And if I screw up by not heating something up, you know, it's just fun. That doesn't look appetizing, but nothing coming out of a retort pouch really looks appetizing if we're being fair to everybody. That has an odd smell to it, and it also has an odd look on the inside of this retort pouch. It's almost as if it was at one time liquid and then has dried out substantially. Maybe it's fat. Maybe that's one of those items that really should have been in the heater. We'll figure it out. But I'm seeing some beans and some onions. Okay, so that looks like some kind of bean salad. Definitely has a high fat content. I'm thinking I messed up and I should have heated that up. That's the one thing about not doing research on the ration before you go about it. I kind of like the mystery of what's inside of these things, especially if it's a ration that I don't really know anything about. And let's be fair, I've watched this ration reviewed before, but it's been a long time, so it's not like I remembered anything that was going to come out of these bags. I just wanted to have fun with seeing what each individual item was. Maybe heating that up probably could have made it a lot better, but you know what? It's still going to be fun regardless. We have another mystery bag here. Ooh, looks like a big ass cookie. That doesn't smell like a big ass cookie. Uh-oh. I imagine at one time this was whole, but it is no longer. So that's certainly interesting. The texture is somewhere between a cookie and a cake. It's a little softer than a cookie. Let's get a taste. That's actually very good. It's very mild, almost like an extremely soft vanilla cookie. Very mild sweetness, but it's actually pretty good. So let's find out what the heck is living in here. Hey, they look just like M&Ms. So you get about a dozen or so of those guys. I'm just gonna have a taste of one while we're waiting on that main to heat up. Those are just like M&Ms, and in all honesty, they're probably twice as good as a standard M&M. They're all brown, but the milk chocolate flavor of that is extremely pronounced. It's very hard to describe. If you were to have milk chocolate and somehow amplify the taste of milk in the chocolate, that's exactly what that does. So I'm not a big milk chocolate fan, but in this instance, it's so interesting that it's really good. I wish there would have been a big pile of those in the ration, because those are extremely yummy. Oh, that heater. Good God almighty. That has got the bag all soft. That thing is still going. One thing that's surprising to me is this didn't come with any drink mixes. So I guess Maybe those are issued separately, or you just get water. You're just kind of screwed on that. So we're going to give this bean salad, is the only thing I know to call it over here, a try. So that definitely has a lot of fat in that I did not heat up, which is kind of a bummer, but we'll give it a taste anyway. And that's actually really good. It has quite a bit of vinegar in it. It's a little hard to describe. It certainly has some tomato base, some beans. It tastes like there's some little very, very, very tiny pieces of meat in there, like a ground beef. But this is very extremely savory, a little bit vinegary. This is pretty good. I gotta imagine it would have been better warm, but it's pretty darn good cold. So as much as some of this stuff on the tray was giving me the heebie-jeebies, this actually turned out to be pretty good. Yeah, that's on point. That's really good. So this is kind of spooky. The smell of this was extremely pungent. So this is a big leaf of what I believe is cabbage. Whatever it is, it's certainly heavily pickled and salted. So I'm going to try a bite of it. I'm a little scared. Oh. Oh. Okay. So that, holy God. It is a crying shame they don't give you a drink mix in this. Because that is spicy as hell. Oh my God. So, if you like spicy food, combined with vinegar, something that is going to pretty much kick your tongue's ass right off the bat, this is your stuff. So I imagine this is probably something that you either really enjoy spicy food, and you just kind of munch on this stuff, or you add it to the main for flavor and heat. That really took me off guard, as you could tell. I like spicy food, but that was just kind of it was shocking. It certainly lived up to the smell, which was very pungent when I stuck my nose up close to that bag. This is definitely some pickled, spicy, just vegetable stuff. Good God, this stuff is, Even when you're, even knowing it was coming, like I knew that was coming, and it didn't make it any easier. Oh, like my initial reaction to this flavor is just to spit it out. Like, that right there. If you like that, well, everybody likes different things. It's all subjective. However, if this is a taste you are craving, it is very likely because you grew up with something like this. This is another one of those cultural things, kind of like the squid. Oh, good God Almighty. That'll put hair somewhere. The smell of these sausages leads me to believe that they should be sweet and smoky. I'm really hoping that's the case, because I need something a little sweet after that mouthful of that stuff. Oh. Those sausages are really good. Honestly, they could have been warm or cold. They're fine just as they are. Very sweet, smoky, barbecued flavored. Nice and easy to eat. Those are pretty amazing. You know, it's pretty amazing how good this flavor is even cold. I'm pretty bummed that I did not heat it up. But I have another opportunity to correct this mistake because I have menu number 1 sitting here on the table. I really just wanted to have fun with this one and just kind of go into it not knowing what I was going to get. It was a lot more fun, even though slightly painful, to take a bite of that without having any clue what I was getting into, because it really was a shock. Like it really kind of threw me for a loop. This is definitely a processed meat. It's a little tougher to chew than, let's say, a Vienna sausage, so it certainly has more texture than a Vienna sausage, but it's obviously very processed. That said, it's still very good. It is just a piece of processed sausage, though, so nothing crazy there. The sauce is what makes it. You know, it's pretty amazing how good this flavor is, even cold. I'm pretty bummed that I'd not heated up. But I have another opportunity to correct this mistake because I have menu number 1 sitting here on the table. I really just wanted to have fun with this one and just kind of go into it not knowing what I was going to get. It was a lot more fun, even though slightly painful, to take a bite of that without having any clue what I was getting into, because it really was a shock. Like it really kind of threw me for a loop. These little sausages are excellent. That barbecue sauce is great. This is definitely a processed meat. It's a little tougher to chew than, let's say, a Vienna sausage, so it certainly has more texture than a Vienna sausage, but it's obviously very processed. That said, it's still very good. I have to say, these little sausages, in addition to giving you a nice little boost of protein, certainly be a morale boost. This sweet, savory barbecue sauce. Got some corn floating around in the bottom there. Not really sure exactly what that's for, but we're going to munch on it anyway because it all tastes pretty good. So it's time to rescue this main out of here. Ooh, it's like stuck to the inside of the bag hot. Okay, be careful if you get this ration, because this thing, if you were to get this ration, just be really careful. It gets really hot. So the awesome part about this meal heater is afterwards you just slide your meal out of the bottom, which is crazy hot. And just out of curiosity, I cut the top of this open to see what was going on in there. So it's really neat. So the silver bag off to the side is out where your water would have been. And as you can see, this thing is still going. And your main is stuffed up in through the bottom and is surrounded by 2 different heating element pads. And this thing is still going, which is crazy. This is an awesome heater. So that thing is still just cooking and chugging along. You know, it could have heated up a lot more items with this thing other than just the main course. It's kind of a bummer I didn't take advantage of that, because this is absolutely like next generation FRH. This thing really cooks. I mean, it cooks so much that it actually changed the texture of the bag on the back, where that one of the heating elements was laying against it inside of this insulated bag, which again is another really cool idea. So without scorching myself any further, I'll try this cute little box here. Oh, that really got that food crazy hot. All right, that came out in one sweep. Oh man, I ate all the sausages already. I could have mixed them with this rice. And that bean salad would have went good with this rice. I think I just kind of screwed the whole ration up, but at least I got to taste everything on its own. So that looks pretty good. There also are some small hunks of what looks like pork in here. There's some corn, some carrots floating around in there. Not seeing much in the way of seasoning, but there is certainly a good bit of rice here. And this little tray is, I guess, convenient. Close up at that. So that's looking pretty wholesome. Yeah, this rice is good. It's lacking a little bit in the flavor department, but I feel like that's completely my fault, because if I would have mixed this, which had a lot of fat, if I would have mixed that in here, or even the beans, or if I would have mixed the sausages in here, it would have certainly made a big difference. But this, even by itself, with no seasoning whatsoever, has a really good taste to it. The rice is very well cooked, and it's that traditional sticky rice, more so than it is your retort pouch, rice blob that you get in, well, US MREs and other countries MREs that put rice in a retort pouch. This somehow maintained that traditional steamed sticky rice texture, which is excellent. I guess because I screwed the pooch. Oh man. All right. So I'm gonna try a bite of this with the rice to see if we can enhance the flavor. Although I'm not saying it really needs to be enhanced, because quite honestly, this rice is good all by itself. But we're just gonna give it a day in court. We're gonna try it. No, just no. Oh, that's just a way to make rice taste nasty. That's not for me. Everybody's taste buds are different, but that is its own animal, without a doubt. That pickled cabbage, no, just no. So I'm just going to enjoy this relatively plain, mildly seasoned rice all by itself, because it doesn't need any help from that nasty sauce up there. I don't care what your taste buds are like. I think anybody could eat this and be satisfied with it. It is really crazy how they were able to maintain that steamed sticky rice texture in here. That's crazy. I've not ever had rice that tastes this good coming out of a retort pouch. Hats off to you guys. This rice is absolutely amazing. This would be a standalone main if the rice had some more seasoning. This would just be standalone, like without needing to add anything to it. This would be great. Otherwise, I mean, this whole, if you like sticky rice, like from your, standard Chinese restaurant here in the United States, when you go and you get the really good sticky rice, that's exactly what this is. It's amazing. I'm going to take a couple of spoonfuls of this sticky rice and just kind of roll it around in this sauce over here. I have a feeling that's going to be pretty amazing. That's completely good. It just adds that sweet, savory barbecue flavor to the rice, which really sets the rice off, or to the wise. My opinion. Throw that in the trash. I don't even know why that's in there. Heat these two up and throw them in the rice. It'd be amazing. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say that this rice is literally like I just got it from a restaurant. And that's crazy. It's completely amazing that this rice maintained the texture and really heated up well with that FRH. South Koreans really know what they're doing as far as giving their guys a hot meal, so hats off to them for that. So I don't know how the South Koreans issue their rations, so not having any kind of drink mix or anything with this is kind of a bummer. So that could be issued to them separately throughout the day in like some kind of supplement pack or something like that. It is a bummer there's no drink mixes in here, especially when you take a bite of that filth. But so other than not having a drink mix, it certainly has your main, things to add to the main and some good dessert items. Just where's the drink? Where's the coffee, guys? Where's the coffee? Where is the coffee? I'll tell you what, I can't get over how good this rice is. It really is crazy to get rice this good out of a retort pouch. So let's get back to our dessert item here. This little vanilla cookie / cake thing. I'll tell you what, this really has the same sensation as having a fortune cookie right after you have Chinese food here in the United States, just to clarify. And I know this is South Korean, not Chinese, but stick with me. So a lot like a fortune cookie, this neutralizes the strong flavors you have in your mouth from what you were just eating, and that's extremely interesting. Might not neutralize that. You might need about 40 of these to get that to be quiet. So that's notwithstanding, this neutralizes the flavors of the other things you've consumed, so it's a lot like a fortune cookie in that sense, and it is actually really good. Got to do a bite where we have a little bit of these M&Ms, for lack of a better term, these little chocolate drops, and a bite of the cookie at the same time. These two pair excellently together. This is a very mild flavor, and the milk chocolate flavor from these little candies is so powerful that you can actually taste it through the cookie, which is crazy, but they're really great. Really, really good together. I have no clue what the little brown specks are inside of this cake. Quite honestly, I really don't care because they're good. I could break out the translator. I could hit the wrapper with the translator, but I don't want to. I just want to eat it because it's good. So thanks for joining me here on Ration Nerd, everybody. This has been menu number 2 from the Republic of South Korea. This was definitely a lot of fun. Very interesting. That stuff's nasty. Ew. So if you like the videos and you really want to help out the channel, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I'll keep making more content. I'll see you back here for the next one. Until then, eat 'em up. Whoa.